What's going on, Jerome's? Happy, amazing Friday out there, everyone, everywhere. It's so close to Vikings training camp. Basically, I have another week plus, but yeah, lots of stuff going on. We got Friday news dump. Let's get it on. So, as evidence in the Netflix documentary Quarterback, which, by the way, sneak into the Netflix top 10, which I feel like. Obviously, this is just Netflix saying, like, oh, here's what's popular right now. And usually they're pushing stuff that they just bought the rights to or stuff that they made in-house. Because, I mean, look at the top three. Netflix. All right, so, whatever. But we know that Kirk is pushing the ratings up, right? So, as you saw in the Netflix documentary, Kirk Cousins took a lot of punishment last year in that offensive line, especially the interior. Maybe not so much. But Warren Sharp over at Sharp Football, love and respect his work, ranking the NFL's best offensive lines. Vikings check in at number 10, behind the Eagles, Lions, Ravens, whatever. Now, yes, with Darius and O'Neal, frankly, one of the best tackle duos in the league, but the rest of it, it's like you have a sandwich where you have this amazing, fresh baguette or brioche or something amazing, but the insides are very poopy. It's like rotten egg salad. I don't know, but hopefully they will get better. But I mean, Kirk Cousins seeing the Vikings offensive line after all the hits that he took last year, having them ranked in the top 10, even after making no changes, bringing zero goose egg D'Angelo Russell, significant free agents, and spending zero goose egg D'Angelo Russell draft picks on the offensive line. Yeah, gonna have to disagree with you there. That whole thing. Note on Dalvin. So, report came out in the middle of the week from Boomer and Madison that the Vikings had a $7 million a year offer on the table for Dalvin Cook. Now, at the time, we thought, okay, this did seem legit because he was speaking from the Jets' point of view, and he really doesn't have an axe to grind, and it really doesn't benefit him at all by trying to fake or contrive news, right? But it could be a spot where the source, the Souse, obviously has an agenda, and the source is probably the agent. And also Darren Doogie Wolfson, when he was talking about the Danielle Hunter contract negotiations, hopefully ramping up next week, that the Vikings do not have an offer on the table for Dalvin. So I don't know. Like Doogie is a respected NFL insider here in the Twin Cities with the Vikings, so I take his word a little bit more than Boomer Esiason. Okay, Boomer. Sticking with the New York market, the New York Jets have been selected as a team forced to be on Hard Knocks this year. Now, all the qualifications for being on Hard Knocks, like if you made the playoffs in the last 2 years or if you don't have a new head coach, all that stuff, they can force you to be on Hard Knocks. And apparently Aaron Rodgers ain't too happy about it. He's like, Hard Knocks being forced down our throats, but whatever. People want to see it, and hey, it's a whole thing. It's like Rodgers just created this complete media circus in New York and bringing over all of his friends and all this talk about Super Bowls and stuff. And, of course, it's the New York media market, and people are going to be interested. It really is a pressure cooker. And all of a sudden, he wants all this attention. All of a sudden, he's getting the attention. He's like, oh, I don't want this attention. Shut up. Yeah, shut your face. Either way, it's going to be good. Also, usually they focus on players towards the bottom end of the roster on Hard Knocks. So Zach Wilson and his mom, that's going to be an interesting dynamic, as well as on Randall Cobb. Sure, why not? Alexander Mattison and Mekhi Blackman were over in London doing some promotional work for NFL UK. And all right, so Madison decided, well, it said that he bungee jumped off of Tottenham Stadium, which no, they really just lowered him down. But either way, that's our starting running back. I would prefer if they didn't do anything like this. Now, I understand this is probably fully sanctioned by the league and the team, but there are legitimately clauses in players' contracts that say, like, hey, you can't go skiing and stuff like that. So the fact that they just lowered him off the top of the stadium, and Tottenham Stadium, it's big, it's massive, man. Now it doesn't have the same. This is the same feel as White Hart Lane, for Tottenham back in the day. It's basically just a soulless corporate monolith. It's just like whatever. It's not as bad as the Etihad. It's not as bad as Arsenal. It's not as bad as West Ham, but it's still pretty bad. It's not a real stadium. Like, with hope in your heart. Yeah, we know what's up. But either way, that's a big time drop, man. But if you want to do it, at least do it off of the Tottenham bird. But I don't know. Either way, I'm glad that he made it to the ground safely, and now let's not do that again. Something we should do again is Justin Jefferson running it back as an MVP finalist. And Brad Spielberger over at PFF, he said this: right now, the most valuable non-quarterback in the NFL is Justin Jefferson. And he's not wrong. Where you look at some of the valuable non-quarterbacks in recent years. You look at Aaron Donald, you look at some of the premium edge rushers, you look at some of the top cornerbacks, you look at some of the top wide receivers. Jefferson is that guy. Jefferson is that game changer. He's averaged 1,600 plus receiving yards per year over the first 3 years of his career. Would have been more, except Zimmer didn't start him the first 2 games in 2020. And he really is that guy. He's a threat to win the Triple Crown. Hopefully we can bump up his touchdowns in 2023. And he was the first wide receiver to get MVP votes in decades. And the fact that Jefferson was a finalist last year with a whole bunch of quarterbacks, I mean, it does speak volumes to that. And I think that Jefferson, I think there is a path for him to win MVP eventually, but we'll see. Either way, JJ2K in full effect this year. Also, speaking of JJ, so, yeah, better videos of players in the offseason. Jefferson putting in some work and just dropping this dime, hits the goalpost. Let's go. Let's go. That was a legit shot, man. That was down the field. What was that? 30, 40 yards? Boop. A-dot, dime. Yeah, no, that was further. Was that 50? All right, so if that's the 40. All right, so dink. Turn around, he's walking. That was a 50-yard shot. Wow, man, that's just crazy. It just speaks to how freakish these guys are as athletes. Just insane, man. And also, it backs up my notion that, hey, if Jefferson wanted to play soccer, if he grew up in a soccer culture, he would have been pretty damn legit. All right, but yeah, JJ dropping dimes, just showing off. You love to see that. And then lastly. So this is the first year that players can wear the number 0 as they relax uniform rules 2 years ago, allowing single digits, or 3 years ago now, whatever, allowing single digits. But now this year, goose egg, D'Angelo Russell, Marcus Davenport are going to wear it. And we've said this a bunch. There's a lot of pressure on Marcus Davenport because Davenport had half a sack last year. So it'd be 0.5 sacks. It's rough, man. It's rough. But either way, if you got it, I feel like if you wear 0, you have to be bring in the heat every single week, because otherwise it's too easy to make fun of you. It's like, 0 catches, 0 touchdowns, 0 sacks, 0 pressure, 0 tackles, 0 whatever. But either way, he's looking good. He's looking good. Now, maybe Davenport will be a one and done here. Like maybe he'll play so well that he gets a massive contract somewhere else, and then we can give 0 to Ivan Pace Jr., which he looked really good at in Cincinnati. But who knows? Who knows, man? But that. But that's it. That's a random Vikings Friday news dump. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skol, production value.